So we are waiting and we are actually working with the government as well, Mr. Sumit, on trying to understand what is the kind of operations that can resume for e-commerce, and what are the categories in which we will be allowed to sell and so on. We don't have an answer for you yet in terms of everything, but we will keep you posted. We are working very actively with the authorities on this. Okay. So I think everybody here understands what is the difference between the sale amount and the settlement value. Sale amount is the value at which the product is sold, whereas settlement value is what you normally receive when you get your payments from Flipkart. Okay. Normally, you will see the settlement value. The question is that why is the sale amount adjusted instead of the settlement value? Okay. The explanation for this, we've given you explanation in two parts, one for RTO and one for RVP. So we'll first complete the RTO. So based on how the system is designed, so all of you who've been, and all of you have been doing business with Flipkart, you would understand how the system is designed. Based on how the system is designed, the settlement value cannot be adjusted until the RTOs are created for these cancelled orders. Okay. So like I was explaining to you in the previous slide, the 4 new entries that we created because the RTOs and the RVPs are still not reflecting completely in our system. Okay. And that is why we had to create those 4 new entries and create a separate report for you to show you what those order IDs are, which are still not reflecting completely in your payments dashboard. And the way settlement value is calculated or computed, it cannot be adjusted until the RTOs are created for those cancelled orders. However, we also did not want to wait for the RTO creations in the system. And the reason for this is that we wanted to ensure that we are able to enable the payments for you, because if we had only kept waiting for the RTOs to reflect in our system and for the RVPs, then a lot more time would have gone by before we were able to do the payments for you, which you received in the last week or so. And hence we did not wait for all the RTO creations in the system. And as a result, only the sale amount was considered instead of the settlement value to enable the payments for you. However, you do not have to worry. The marketplace fees or the MP fees, right, which is what is usually considered for the settlement value payment, will be reversed to you once the courier returns are created and are reflecting completely in the system. Okay, so you have nothing to worry about right now because of the way the system is designed, and until the RTOs are created completely for these cancelled orders, the settlement value cannot be adjusted, and hence it is the sale amount that has been adjusted. But we are keeping a very close track of this, and because we wanted to ensure that the payments are enabled, we did not wait for these RTO creations in the system. The MP fee, which is what is part of the settlement value calculation, will be reversed to you once the courier returns are created in the system. Okay. Now, similarly for RVP, which is the customer returns, as you are aware, the pickup for customer return is pending due to lockdown. Just like for RTO, RVP also will be happening. The adjustment will happen for RVP as well, except that RVP can only happen after the business resumes and after we are able to pick up the return items. So the actual adjustment entry for RVP will be available on the payment dashboard only once the return order is picked up from the customer. And because nobody has a view of the actual timeline when we will be able to resume the business with the lockdown situation, we are not able to give you a date. However, even for this, okay, when the pickups happen, the adjustment entry will be done on the payment dashboard once the returns are picked up. So the next question is that the 4 new entries that you are seeing on your dashboard, they're all new entries, right? These are entries that were not there before. The question is that have come from some sellers is what will happen to these one-time entries, right? Because these are not entries that have been there before. They will also not continue to be there after, let's say, once we resume the business and so on. So the question is, what will happen to these one-time entries? Okay. Now, like I explained to you in the previous slide, for RTO, the RTOs that have been created, right? The RTOs or the customer cancellations that have happened for orders that are in transit, these will reflect in our system in another few days. Okay. And the normal entries, so whatever entries you are normally used to seeing in your regular reports, will reflect in another few days. Okay. So this indicates, so basically when these entries reflect in your regular reports, what will happen is that in this example, right, that you see at the bottom in the screen, that in the highlight that we are doing in red, you were seeing a negative 9,000 amount, okay, for this entry. So in this example, it is an RTO prepaid entry, and you are seeing a negative 9,000 for the courier return, okay, for the prepaid courier return. So once these courier returns reflect in our system, and like I said, courier returns will reflect in another few days. Once these courier returns reflect in our system, the entire minus 9,000 will reflect as a positive 9,000. So which means it's the adjustment that is being done for whatever is shown as negative. The exact same amount is shown as positive. So net it will become 0. And your regular reports will show the proper order level details of these particular courier returns. Okay. So what this negative and positive entry indicates is that whatever entry was created to indicate the sum total of all the sale amount of the cancelled orders in transit will get offset by again the same sum total of the sale amount of the orders in transit once the order cancellations reflect in our system. Okay, so negative 9,000 in this example will become positive 9,000 when all the RTO entries are reflected in our system. And hence it will become a net off of 0. And just like you normally see these RTO entries in your regular payments dashboard, you will see that after this happens. The exact same thing will happen for RVP as well. So for the customer returns as well, where whatever negative entry you are seeing will show the exact same amount as positive. Okay. And those entries will reflect in your regular payment reports. However, like I explained in the previous slide, this will take some time for RVP. For RTO, it will get done in another few days. For RVP, it will take some more time because it is dependent on the return orders getting picked up from the customers, which is not possible right now. What happens if after the business resumes
Yes.
in terms of the return items, and will we get our returns back, and will we get how much time will we get to raise claims and so on.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just going to answer that proactively. So
Sure.
when it comes to any kind of returns, so I'll take it in two parts. There may have been some returns that you may have received before the lockdown, for which you have not been able to raise the SPF claims. Okay. So let's say about a week or so before the lockdown, if you have not received, if you have received returns and you have not been able to raise SPF claims, right now on the seller portal, you may not be able to do that because it would have crossed 14 days. However, you do not have to worry. Just go to your seller portal and raise a regular incident. Okay. So don't go to the SPF claim section. Raise a regular seller support ticket with the details of the returned items that you have already got, and we will help, we will evaluate those SPF claims, right? So that is one. The second is items that have not yet come back to you because they're still lying in the hubs or they're still with the customers and we've not been able to pick them up. Once we do and they get delivered back to you, the same processes will apply. You will have 14 days from the time it comes back to you to raise the SPF claims. And if there is any delay that happens, or if there is any issue with the manner in which the product has got delivered back to you, then whatever you would have done in the past, which is to raise SPF claims for us, the same thing applies, no change in that.